Hello everyone and welcome to another Starcraft 2 live cast. For this one we're playing a TvZ on Catalyst Ladder Edition. Alright,
Not
so our
enough
components.
minerals.
So let's go for the HBA block.
Not
It's one of
enough
those
minerals.
maps. Can't do it on 16-bit, but
Not enough
every other map we
minerals.
more or less can.
Not enough minerals.
I'm actually not sure which maps are in the map pool that I have vetoed at the moment. I think there's still a map from last season that has a pocket expand.
Additional supply depots required. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Alright, I haven't seen a drone or an overlord, so let's go take a peek. We got a gas and almost complete spawning pool, so we're gonna head back.
Base is under attack. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
So I think the low ground was out of the question.
Command center upgrade complete.
Alright, this almost feels certainly like a bailing bust.
Add-on complete. Add-on complete.
was actually a little worried I was falling behind. I mean, that is a lot of Zerglings, but I made this mistake before where he makes a lot of Zerglings and I'm like, okay, I got a Banshee now, so now I can go and start taking bases. And that's not true. It takes a long time for a single Banshee to kill a lot of Zerglings. And he was able to just force me to lift off command centers with just with my Banshee shooting at them. So given the number of Zerglings, we're going with a second Banshee. It's odd how what's the gas for besides speed? How do you win with a Zergling flood? I was about to say he did force out another engineering bay, but actually there is no first engineering bay, so I need that anyways. I unintentionally built the structure that I forgot to get to make this a planetary. So that's pretty cool. I guess this is a little bit different. So let's go over this build because this is a reaction. You know, normally I build my engineering bay block and then my command center, then my barracks with an early gas. So here I get my early gas and my engineering bay block. But I noticed a lack of an overlord and a lack of a drone coming down here to build a hatchery. Now it could be that a second overlord was on the high ground here, saw this engineering bay, and canceled the idea of going down here with a overlord and drone. Or even the drone might have come over here, saw this, and headed back. So there is a chance that he was doing a macro build, saw this, and returned. But typically when you don't see those things, you gotta be worried about cheese. So I'm going in when the engineering bay is about halfway done and looking for the spawning pool. And if it's about 2/3 done, you can't do the sender build. If it's halfway done, you can, maybe, right? I do it anyways when it's halfway done, like assuming this will distract him for a while and he probably won't open with 6 Zerglings. But if it's halfway done, opens with 6 Lings and immediately sends them across the map, I might be in trouble. But that's the way I do it. Halfway done, go for the CC. 2/3 done. Scratch that idea. So what we want to do immediately is build the barracks. Because there's a lot of surface area here. Which means this structure can die to Zerglings. And this is also the structure that creates the marine, which forces the Zerglings away. The command center, there's very little surface area for it. Just this much. So you can start it really late, and it's hard for him to do anything about that. You could do the wall a little bit differently, where there's more space on the command center and less space on the barracks. But I think this is the best way. Don't really need that much gas. You just need enough for the factory. You're not going to be building a planetary. Unless you want to be super defensive on this high ground. I used to, with my scout SCV, send it to like here or here and build a proxy command center at the same time. So that way I'm going 3 command center and just defending his high ground attack. But I find I can't afford that. I don't know how I used to be able to afford that. Next thing you want to do with the depot on your wall is leave 1 gap and then build another depot against the edge. And what that leaves is 3 spaces between your command center and the depot, which is perfect. That way you can build your float your factory here, build your factory here, build your starport there, build an engineering bay there. And when you do that, it gives you a backup wall behind this depot, which is the weak point to a Bailing Bust. think a bunker is the best idea. You can also put a bunker here too, by the way. A bunker would, like, say we're facing a Ravager all in. A bunker would buy us a little bit of time. Not a ton, but a little bit. But we are getting a pretty fast factory. Remember, we started the barracks early. We're going straight into factory, straight into starport. And that might be enough against Ravagers. Once the Banshee's out, the Ravager rush is over. So if you can get the Banshee out before he gets onto your mineral line, I think you're okay. Try to keep your structures at full health. You might also try to blast through the barracks to get in. Yeah, from this point forward, this is kind of strange. Normally, it's going to be Ravager as a Bailing Bust, or maybe like 2-base Muta or 2-base Nidus. Although that's kind of a slow all-in to be going 12 pool with. The other thing is, I know you see a command center here, but this is going to be a 3-base opener. You already have a really good lead against cheese like this, so don't spread your spell too thin by trying to go for 4 bases like I normally do. Get your 3 bases, and then, you know, get the production going, get your missile turrets up, and the 4th base can come later. 3 bases alone will already put you ahead. No need to be extra risky to get even further ahead. Keep making workers. You can see I'm at 24-16. Just because you're saturated here, don't stop, because you know that you're intending to take another base. So get the workers ready to transfer over. To Maynard over. So you can see if he Bailing busted right now. If he goes through this depot, there's a backup wall. This gap is actually important. If the depot is, say you backed up this wall with a depot here and a depot here, Bailings can actually hit stuff on the other side of, like if he hits here, he might actually hit the second depot as well. It's weird, but I've seen that happen a lot, where the backup wall gets hit by the same Bailing that hit the front wall. So basically it's 5 Bailings to blow through a double wall. Sometimes what I do also is let's see around here. Like I started a siege tank. If I hadn't, I probably would be able to afford a command center about now. And this is weird, but I almost never get caught with this. If you lift off this command center and replace it with a new command center, for some reason your opponent never really notices. It's like, oh, his completed command center has gone back into production. Doesn't seem fishy at all. That's just what command centers do. And that gives you an opportunity to set up a ninja base if you want. So when you get the minerals, just replace this portion of the wall. Bring this command center over here, filled up with 5 Marines. Let's have a PF there. And then you already have your, your third base after your natural is taken. It's a way to get this oversaturation working for you a little bit. This particular case, I decided that he was pretty far, even more all in than just a 12 pool into a transition. He showed a lot of Zerglings. So I decided to go for a siege tank. Yeah, the other thing with this build is the minerals is most important. Once you commit to this line, it's probably good to get 16 on minerals, and only after 16 on minerals do you start taking your 2 gas geysers. They'll still give you enough gas to start your factory, and frankly, 1 gas geyser of intake is enough from that point forward. The second one you just get because, you have workers doing nothing. So by focusing on the mineral intake, it means you can get these command centers quicker. Yeah, so if you're wondering what I do against a 12 pool, this is it. Inch bay block, don't see anything there. When inch bay's halfway done, go in, check the pool timing. If it's 2/3 done, you gotta go this line. If it's halfway done, you can take the risk of still going CC first. And yeah, that's about it. The other thing is CC first is always safe if he's going Ravagers. Because if he's going Ravagers, he's making 2 Zerglings for the absolute most. And, that means your command center will still get up in time. So even if he had the ability to kill you, he still has to be doing a Zergling heavy build for it to work. So yeah, it's pretty safe for many reasons. If this is only halfway done, to still continue with the standard build. But if it's 2/3 done, yeah, screw that. Play it safe, well off the high ground. You're still more or less going command center first, or pretty close to it. Anyways, I got nothing else left to talk about here, so let's call it the end of this video. Thank you, everyone, and I'm out of here. Goodbye.